part of the problem. Zach Wilson, the defenseman just picked up from Saginaw, kind of got stumbled up a little bit. He fell, and that allowed an opening for Waslund to go in and make that play on Bronis. Now the Knights will stop it behind their net. Rowan Henderson out in front. Berehowski, they go right up the middle and catch on with Brady Waslund. He leaves it there. Another shot. Bronis making the first stop after that first one managed to go through him. And they've got 2 shots to none for the Wolves early on going here. Berehowski will dump it in around behind the net. Clearing it to the goal, but it's intercepted, and Sam O'Reilly will move it up the boards. Clayton in there. He gets bumped. And around the boards, they'll go out to the neutral zone. Dumped back in by Martin. O'Reilly with it. He'll leave it there, head to the bench for a change, and back to head. Chase Coghlan. Bouncing puck that he's not able to get. Brought out by Linus Funk. Now the Wolves will try to get that shot on net. Did not materialize. Riley to Waslund. Back to Riley to the front of the net. They cleared away. Quick turnaround. Hits the defenseman on the legs. That is Hudson Martin. Finally, Villeneuve will pick it up. Hard off the boards, but kept in by the defenseman. Cleared off a skate. Funk from this right point. Cross ice pass, looking for a one-timer. Not able to connect with the intended target there. Funk will push it ahead. Waslund. Little backhand pass. They'll clear it out, and finally gathered up by Hudson Martin. A little flip ahead. Funk reaches up and grabs that one, and then he's going to stop in his zone and send it up to Brady Waslund. Waslund starts out, puts the brakes on, backhand pass. He'll head to the bench for a change as the Knights do a good job controlling that puck in the Wolves zone. Artem Gonchar feeds off. Up to Henderson it goes. Henderson gets ridden into the boards, gets the shot away. Partially off the London defenseman. Another opportunity, a shot that goes wide and into the corner. Smith ahead to bounce it up. Back to Smith again. Hard pass, couldn't control it. Foot rate. Couple of good opportunities there for the Wolves, but goaltender Gatto was responsible for both saves on that exchange. Henderson across the line, dumps it over here. Near side for Berehowski. Got a shot, but deflects off a London player's stick. And Fimis will move it ahead and back into the corner. Behind the net now. Slowly the Wolves work their way up. Ferrand looked for an opening, tried to dump it ahead, got his stick knocked though. Now it's back the other way. Waslund with it, tried to feed it back, but the player had already vacated that area. So now Ferrand with it, leaves it there for Hovan. Hovan, backhand shot, that goes wide of the net. Into the corner, long pass up for Waslund. He's got the opening goal of the game, number 66. Clears it off the backboards, and they work it around the circle. Good shot by Brustevich to move that one to the corner. Finally,
we will have all the coverage. I think the Sudbury Wolves have a win on their wish list. Back upstairs, guys.
Shot behind the London net. Brustevich with it. He'll feed it ahead to Sam O'Reilly. O'Reilly cuts around Henderson. Continues to move across the Wolves' blue line. Lost it to Gavin Yules. Yules will try to get it away from O'Reilly. And they managed to get it out of the zone, but that one flipped up over top of the Wolves. Ferrand wins the draw up against Ben Wilmot. And it's fired in behind. O'Reilly clears it to the corner. They try to get it back to the point. There's Ferrand with it. Hard off the boards. It touched the stick of the London Knights defenseman. Ouch. Going feet first there was Ethan Dean, but he's up and at him again. Brustevich to Clayton, and Clayton spins away as Ethan Dean might have dulled the blade or something, and he sort of lost his footing as he was trying to stop that one up. Wasslin feeds off to O'Reilly. Deep pass back. They go up and high over top of the net. O'Reilly back to Brustevich. O'Reilly trying to clear it in the slot area. Jammed at and shot down the ice. The goaltender Van Bommel, who went in first of all. I guess he had a guilty conscience.
I was wondering what was going on. Very clearly it was Cover.
Yeah. Coming out of the net to stop it there is Bronis. Gonchar feeds over to Walton. Walton ahead. And O'Reilly will get it down the ice. Bronis feeds to Berehowski. Berehowski lets Gonchar pick that one up. And again, they'll go to Walton with it. Pass is intercepted and brought back out again. They're lining up three right across the blue line and not leaving them any real opening to try and get into. Now Villeneuve manages to sneak around. Gets the point, shot back to the point. Gonchar is there. In for Villeneuve. Cross ice for Walton. Walton at the side. Clears it around for Villeneuve. Not able to get that shot away. Walton now with a shot. Pass to the side. Quick shot. And Hovan let that one go wide. They'll stop it up and keep it inside. Gonchar with it. Walton will spin a ram. Spin-a-rama type move and get it back to Gonchar. Over to Walton. Hovan, quick shot. Bounces off a leg and they'll regroup and get it back to the point again with 33 seconds to go in this power play. Good control by the Wolves in that zone. Unfortunately, that pass went to the wrong player. And Walton is there. Ahead he goes to Hovan. Behind the London net, Berehowski for Villeneuve now. Feeds over to Walton. Get the shot. They score! Clark. Fran ties up his man as they get the puck over to the corner. They're going to try to tie it up and kill off the final seconds, but London's got a different idea. Back at the point. Shot is stopped and brought over to the corner, and there goes the horn to end the first period.
And you know, that's what they try to develop the talent so that they're deep enough on their team so they could just rotate them in, and like that helps you in the playoffs when you run into injuries. You're not one line deep.
And it also helps year after year after year, and that's why one of the reasons why they continue to ice a good hockey club year in, year out. Back into the corner now. Bradley trying to take the puck away from the captain of the Knights. Quick shot. Cleared away by Bronis. Bradley will tie up his man, and the defenseman went sprawling there. Artem Gonchar. Now Gonchar got up, has the puck. Couldn't get it out of the zone, however. Again, so important to make sure that first pass gets itself out of the zone. So the youngsters, when your coaches are telling you that, how important it is, it's one of the keys, especially when Cover got knocked down, but then shortly thereafter Provorov went down too, and he got the second of the two and did not assess any penalty to the Wolves on that particular play. Here's Artem Gonchar. As the Wolves will try to penetrate that London zone as they line up four players along the blue line. Walton manages to get through, gets to the far side. Quick shot, rebound, and a flip-out pass that'll go over the top of the head of Artem Gonchar.
See, that is exactly what you want to do. If you can get past that. We talked about Ben Radley. Haven't mentioned his name too much in this game, but another addition to the Sudbury Wolves lineup.
Wilson coming from Saginaw, and another goaltender as well, Frasca, who is not in the lineup tonight. He got injured shortly after just before the trade was made, I believe.
Yeah, so after the trade, he played a game right after the trade was made, got injured. So those are two conditional picks that he acquired the rights. So Paolo Frasca, 19-year-old goalie from Toronto.
Cleared by the Wolves, back to the point. Kept in, though, by Brustevich. Nice job by Bronis to clear that one away, and up the middle they go. Villeneuve. Puck drifts off the end of his stick. Trying to get it through as Barachowski was there, but not able to redirect it into that open cage that was in front of him there. Walton trying to get it back to Villeneuve. Villeneuve lets it go, and a good stop by Gatto as he got the blocker down there to get a hold of that one. Back to Gavin Yules now. Yules ahead, tried to hit Villeneuve. Waslin offside as he was as a result of that.
Yeah, right in front of the net or a little bit higher up for that tip or that pass in the front, and then it's Villeneuve and Walton who work around the outsides and make those cross passes so nicely.
Back behind the net. Cleared up, intercepted by London, however. They will redirect that puck towards the goaltender. And kept in by Woolley for a half a stride, and then back the other way. Chase Coughlin. Coughlin let that one go. Another opportunity. Glove save. Yules is there. Couldn't go through, however. Back to the point. Brady Smith with a shot up high over top of the net as the glove was outstretched, but he went up a little bit too high. Another opportunity for Villeneuve. He drifts that one in, and that's going to be caught and held on to by Sebastian Gatto.
And those are the sustained efforts that the Sudbury Wolves need.
On the face-off, Riley wins it back, pushed ahead by Brady Waslin. As they gather near the boards here, Wilmot now trying to come away with it. O'Reilly with it, pad save, rebound, and Bronis did a good job following him right across. O'Reilly with it now, gets it back to the point. Quick shot towards the net. Wilmot is there. Good job to outmuscle Wilson on the play. And they're quite happy with just moving it back towards the rear of the Wolves net. Back to the point. Woolley with a shot. That one goes wide on the glove side. Funk with it. Bouncing puck, and again, good job by Bronis to hold on.
Sudbury Arena. She'll be our elf on the street.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfect on the draw. Back to the point. They get the shot, but right to the stick of Brustevich, and Brustevich manages to move it back out. Now he's got it back in his own zone. Long pass up for Wilmot, kicks him to himself. Waslin, quick shot, and again another good stop by Bronis, but they give that puck away, and that's going to come to haunt them if they cannot hang on to that puck or at least get better control in their own zone. Back Mitchell over top of his stick. Coughlin is there. Coughlin will feed to Villeneuve. Villeneuve drops off to Walton. Shot, nice block, and he scores! Villeneuve! London right now. Woolley, less than a minute remaining in the second period. Artem Gonchar. Gonchar to Walton. Walton feeds over for Blake Clayton. O'Reilly. Backhand pass intercepted by the Wolves. They'll follow through on it. Gonchar with it. Backhand pass, didn't have much on it. Now they'll work off the back of the London Knights net. Henderson feeds to Gavin Yules. Yules will just keep it working around the outside, and that's where Henderson grabs control of it again. Back to Gavin Yules. Caught between his stick and his leg and went past him. Now Wilmot is there. Cleared by Hudson Martin around and outside of the zone. Dumped back in again. Delayed offside. 4 seconds remaining. Yules will clear it out and the horn goes. In for Coughlin. Backhand pass directly in front of the net, and the defenseman clears that away. O'Reilly will go back to the defenseman behind him. There's Kieran Walton with it. Walton trying to clear it in, and that is Ben Radley holding court at that far side. Villeneuve will take his man down. Cleared out, and a back pass that did not connect. And Villeneuve jumps up on his two skates, and away he goes the other way. As they tried to feed Coughlin in front of the net, went by him, however. Villeneuve back in his own corner. He'll zip it around the boards. O'Reilly will push it back that way, and O'Reilly will go back after it. Radley trying to watch number 23. Shot and cleared and interrupted, and a flip-up pass over the head of Finnis. Walton will head off, as will Bill. On the draw, they get it back to Brustevich. Cross-ice pass off the boards.
Now watch Brustevich. 4 of his 7 goals on the season from the blue line have come on the power play.
Goaltender Gatto will leave it there for Brustevich. Will start picking up speed as he cuts to his right. Feeds off to O'Reilly. O'Reilly back on that side. That one goes up over top of the glass, or to the glass, I should say. And there's Henderson with a broken stick. He got it slashed at with the puck with that broken stick.
Yeah.
I was looking because obviously there was nobody there that slashed it. I don't understand why the stick exploded like that.
Yeah, he played it like a ringette stick.
Brustevich gets it across to the far side. Back to Brustevich. At the front of the net, and they get the stick down to the ice, and they make it 3-2. So Foran will come out of the box. Only 11 seconds after Henderson's penalty. And it's a 3-2 hockey game right now. And for Sam O'Reilly, that is goal number 10 of the season. As we mentioned, a power play marker. Just 11 seconds after Henderson went off for playing with a broken stick. Back the other way. The power play with Henderson going off. Picked up, ripped around the boards. O'Reilly can't control it. Clayton will be the first man in there. The goaltender way out of his net, Gatto. Henderson and Clayton normally the ones that are out there killing the penalty, but it is Henderson who's in the box, so Foran will take over his position. Brustevich, long pass back to the left point. Back to Brustevich. He's going to go for a bit of a skate. He's got Wilmot here. Cross ice. Shot, nice play, and a good block there by Smith. Smith will take a bit of a bump. Brustevich will wait for that puck to come to him. Then clear it ahead, back to O'Reilly around the corner. Back to Brustevich now. Wilmot to the far side. Into the corner. O'Reilly lets that one go off the end of his stick. Gets it back, and that one deflected off the stick. Not that he wanted it to, but it just did. And they go to the slot. Wilmot, side of the net, backhand. That's off the skate of the defenseman, Hudson Martin. Back to the point. Over skating it was Wilmot. Thought he had it with him, but he did not. Covert, Croc to the far side where Wilmot is. Trying to chop at it or at least tie it up a little bit. They'll get some valuable seconds as there's just 10 ticks left on the clock with this power play. On for Brustevich. Brustevich stops that one. Rebound. How did he make the stop there in a second one? It was a wide over who will dump it in and head back off the ice.
That was a really good shift from the Sudbury Wolves. A couple really nice shots. Martin and Villeneuve did not miss by much.
Foran, a little dipsy doodle, ended in him losing possession of the puck. Wolves take it back in their zone. Gonchar moves it up. Foran can't go with it. Provorov now will take after O'Reilly. Brody Cook also out there, but it's going to be Martin and Radley who bring it across the line. Out in the slot, Riley is there to pick it up. And they certainly did in that particular occasion. So that 2-goal spread is resumed by the Wolves. They led it 3-1 after 40 minutes and now are up 4-2 with less than 10 minutes remaining. Back to the point they'll go. They'll feed it along the ice. Coming back in nicely is Brustevich to keep that one inside the Sudbury Wolves blue line. A bouncing puck that'll come out. Hovan will take the puck and hold it against the boards in front of the Wolves bench. Ferrand is there trying to knock it free, and a good job by Hovan to hold that stick and the skate against it. Brustevich now will move it ahead. Van Bommel gets knocked down nicely. And Brustevich is there, cleared ahead, cleared back. Now Hudson Martin will control. for the Wolves. A long shot, glove stop.
Now at the University of Notre Dame. And Donnie committed to the University of Vermont.
Good job by the Wolves working it in. Hovan and Walton give and go. Gonchar comes back. Walton with it now on this left side, gives it to Gonchar. Into Walton. Walton looking cross ice for an opening. Doesn't see one. Gives it to Gonchar back on this side. For Walton. Trying to get it up for Hovan. And a cross ice pass for Villeneuve did not materialize as it was intercepted by the Knights, and they go back the other way and they score a shorthanded goal to make it 4-3 as Villeneuve was coming back and the Knights player just got his stick on it, and a shorthanded goal makes it 4-3 right now.
Yeah, Villeneuve a little bit injured earlier in the game and doing his best.
Clears it around the corner. Picked up by Hovan momentarily and then fired down, and Andrew Desjardins, a goaltender, would have had that end. Will come into the draw. Won nicely by Braden Clark. 28 seconds left in the power play. Bronis will leave it there. Here comes Gonchar. Behind for Walton. There you see them lined up. Walton's got no place to go as far as trying to get through that lineup of London Knights at the blue line. Quick pass ahead, back to Walton now. Now he's got a little bit of a room to break through that quartet. Penalized player is back out. Minutes and 28 seconds remain here with Villeneuve on the draw. Draws it back. Gonchar couldn't get it, however. Now he'll retrieve it in his own zone. Artem Gonchar. Swing and a miss on that first attempt. Second attempt, it'll go through. Hovan is there. He will try to get it ahead, and that has it taken away from him. Cleared down the ice, of course, because London zone on this particular power play.
No, and if you do get in, you just don't take any unnecessary risks with those cross ice passes that can spring these Knights on an odd man rush once again.
Coughlin trying to tie that puck up against the boards. Bringing it back this way. Quick shot up off the shoulder of the goaltender as Bennett let that one go. Provorov tipped by Coughlin. Coughlin gets back up in his skates again. He gets bumped up against the boards by Funk. Yules can't get to that one quick enough, and there's just 6 seconds left in the penalty to the London Knights.
And it was O'Reilly getting credit for that goal. Number 3 for the London Knights to make it a 1-goal game on a shorthanded chance.
Ethan Dean off of Clayton's stick towards the goaltender.
Right now, you know, the London Knights, they look at this road trip as a big opportunity to come away with a couple wins, but last night they lose in North Bay 5-2. Right now down to Sudbury by 1 goal with 3 and a change to play.
Henderson with the puck to Gonchar. Gonchar feeds it over. You got to move quickly here. Radley tipped ahead by Ethan Dean. Dean going after that one. And Gonchar will work in from the left point. Decides to work his way back to the blue line. Still hanging on to it. Clears it for Clayton. Clayton long shot up high on the glove side as Gonchar goes for a change. Dean heading off as well. And Henderson is out there along with Blake Clayton. Henderson tossed to the ice by Jared Woolley. Back the other way. Backhand pass that goes wide of the net. Just over 2 minutes remaining here. The penalty is over, and the goal is empty down at the London end of the ice. Mustakovich, wide open net. Coughlin's got some time. Make sure, and it's in there. Makes it 5-3.
After the game, just not so much with how they played, just the mistakes and the time of them. A couple penalties that they took. The delay of game one was huge, and then mistakes at the blue line that gave the Wolves 2 goals.
Quick shot cleared away by Bronis. Martin is there. He'll try to freeze it up against the boards. Henderson is there as well. Long shot. They score!